Hi, I'm Rachel White, and I'm doing the first and second chapter on Ramachandran, and I'm going to be talking about memories and amnesia. And it probably brings up thoughts of movies like Overboard and 50 First Dates. For me, it brings up memories of my dad. My dad had an episode of transglobal amnesia. He's fine. The doctor said that it's linked to migraines and that it really has no lasting effects, but it intrigued me. The most studied patient of amnesia, his name was H.M., and you probably know that he had epilepsy, and he had it so bad that he went to a doctor, William Scoville, a neurosurgeon, and he did an experimental surgery removing H.M.'s hippocampus. The surgery was a success, and the hippocampus was removed, and the seizures went away, or at least lessened, but he had amnesia from then on out. There were 8 other surgeries, bilateral surgeries performed, but his was the most radical. There was only one other patient that had the full hippocampus removed. The other patients had schizophrenia and bipolar depression, and he was the only one that they could really study that didn't have problems before the surgeries with memory loss. But all 9 of them did have memory problems after their surgeries. After that, he was referred to Dr. Penfield, and Dr. Penfield, he recommended him to go to Brenda Milner, and she performed many tests on HM. Over the next 55 years, though, the study of HM was limited to about 100 researchers and led by Professor Susan Corcoran, and she really took care of him and did a lot of studies on him and was kind of the lead. The studies on HM helped define the distinction between long-term and short-term memories. HM was still very intelligent. In fact, they say that his intelligence was raised just a little bit even after his surgery, and he was really the best candidate to study about memories. Through all the testing, they found out many things. First, the most debilitating was his inability for new conscious memories. That meant he didn't remember how old he was, he couldn't remember new words, he couldn't remember his neighbors or learn a new song. It was also interesting to find out that he could learn new motor skills, such as using a walking frame when he sprained his ankle. And they also did a test on him that had to do with a star, and they had him outline the star. And he did it several times, though he didn't remember he had done it before, and he actually got better at doing that. This procedural memory relies more on the basal ganglia and the cerebellum. He also had trouble with pronouns. In one of the studies that I looked at, they said he has problems with pronouns, and he did just fine remembering the gender accompanied by proper nouns, but when you put a pronoun in there, he wouldn't get the right pronoun to the gender, like he would refer to her as a man. Besides motor learning, they found that classical conditioning, perceptual learning, and visual perceptual priming were all still very effective, though Henry had no declarative knowledge of the learning experiences. One of the articles that I read suggests that the researchers may have overemphasized the focus too narrowly on the hippocampus of HM. Appleton refers to other studies where anterograde amnesia had been found due to damage in the mammillary bodies, and they also did a study where they replicated the surgery on HM, and instead of removing the hippocampus surgically, they actually targeted the neurons chemically, and that spares the white matter. And the animals did not have the same trouble with object recognition. When Henry Moliason died in 2008, scientists made a 3D microscopic map slicing his brain into 2,401 images and compiling them together to make a 3D image to learn exactly what was removed during that surgery. And the event was video recorded and streamed live onto the web so that other scientists could scrutinize the process, and also that it helped foster excitement in the research. It was found that more of the hippocampus was left intact than was previously thought. Even though Henry is no longer alive, his brain and researchers continue to learn from the many experiences that were performed on his brain. Though his life was lost to him, researchers reaped all that they could and made his life useful to science and benefiting mankind. Thank you very much.